And New Zealand.
Hi, everybody. Greg's in fine form already, saying good morning, America, and the rest of the world. Welcome to this talk on bodies. We're here for you, and please take this opportunity to ask questions in the chat panel. We will be looking at them throughout. It's private chat. No one will see it except us, so please be that space of vulnerability and ask away. And even if we're not addressing your question live right now, we will be contributing to you now and in the future. So how does it get any better than that? So I'd like to introduce you, Greg. So hi, Greg.
Hi, good morning. Oh, okay. Well, I'm a master service. Apart from all that, I just love working with bodies. I love working with the energy of bodies. I love it when I see the changes where people let go of restrictions and constrictions and start to be who they really be. And it's what keeps me doing this stuff. It's joyful.
Cool.
And what else can I say?
Well, I was just going to say, how about a clearing? Because that sounded really yummy. So what could you create as far as a clearing for the beautiful peeps listening so they can receive that?
Well, everywhere that you're unwilling to be you, and everywhere that you're putting everyone else first, the director of less is trying to create all of that. Put you first and foremost in all things and everything, including your body. Right, wrong, good, bad, polka pot, all nine, boys, shorts, and beyond.
Beautiful. The energy is flowing. Okay, and Henry, beautiful Henry, welcome.
Good afternoon from New York. Oh, I was going to show you the view outside of my window. We've got a beautiful view of the skyscrapers and the skyline and the river, but it's so the sun is so bright at the moment that it would just like black out my face, so all you'd see is like not a lot. Maybe I'll show you later on. So yeah.
Henry, you've done so many modalities, and also so many access classes. And tell us a bit about what energies you run with Access Consciousness, like what you've done, what classes you've done, and what you can contribute today.
Well, where do I start? I've done from the beginning level up to the more advanced level. But just more recently, I've been going back to the beginner stuff because there is so much good stuff at the beginners levels. They just pack so much in that you just come back to it time and time again, and you think it's beginner stuff, but it's not. And I said something similar in my biography that
so true.
A lot of the things to do with bodies and anything else, it's just so simple. It's simpler than we've been led to believe. So. Yeah, I mean, I went through.
Go
on.
Oh, sorry, Henry. I was just going to say that just brought up so much energy as far as all the spaces and places that we think it's hard. Think it has to be a process or a doing or a hard to actually communicate with our bodies. Well, you just try and uncreate all of those lies that you perpetrate on yourself to allow total communion with ease right away.
Absolutely.
Everything that is right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys, beyonds. Keep going.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You were spot on with that energy because I was about to say I went through a few years of massage school training where we learned all the anatomy and physiology and how to different techniques and what have you. And to a certain extent, I've been backpedaling since actually graduating and ever since I've started looking at access because. In some ways, a lot of that has been thrown out the window. Some of it I still use, and other stuff I find, well, there's a different way. Or, yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought on that one. But there's different ways of doing things, and it's not always as complex. And sometimes learning all the complex stuff can actually, you can't see the the paper or wood for the trees, because you've got all of this stuff, and it gets in the way sometimes of actually seeing what the simple side of things are.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everything that just brought up for people, as far as trying to work in the modalities and doing it right and all of that sort of stuff, will you now destroy and uncreate it all, please?
Yeah.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So guys, these two guys are incredibly magical. They are actually, this is my interesting point of view, they'll be working on your bodies right now. They probably wouldn't want to just say that or admit to it, probably be just keeping that to themselves. But if you notice, as we're talking, some changes in your body or a coolness or expansion, don't blame the guys. They're not doing any magic right now in any way. And me, I'm Grace Hart, and I love the tools of access. They have totally transformed my life and living and continue to do so. And very much like Henry, I've done all the classes, and I've done the 7 days classes and the 3-day body class and all of that sort of stuff. However, the stuff like Voice America, Access on Voice America, that you just have to listen to and it's free, I've had the most profound changes happen from listening to that right through to 7 days. But today's about these. So right now, would you be willing to drop all your barriers? Just drop them all. Lower your barriers. And what if, guys, for those that are new to Access, what if your being and your body are actually two separate things? So what I mean by that is, what if you saw your body as a completely separate entity, so to speak? What could you create as far as a communion with it? And how will you communicate with ease? And what part of that communication, like how does your body actually communicate to you? So, all the stuff that you think on what it should sound like, or I can't do that, or it's too hard, or all of that, will you now just gather that up and destroy and uncreate it all, please?
Absolutely.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys and beyonds. And guys, what's coming up for me is the patterns of harmony. So will you be willing to be the patterns of harmony and invite your body to be the patterns of harmony that it truly already be? And anything and everything that is, and anything that doesn't allow you to perceive, know, be, and receive, the patterns of harmony that you already truly be and function from and with, will you destroy it and uncreate it all, please?
Absolutely.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys and beyonds. Henry and Greg, feel free to jump in if something pings or an idea comes up for you guys in relation to the beautiful people at home listening, wherever they be. We've got a few people saying here they're walking on the beach, a couple of hellos, so keep your chats coming in, and also ask some questions. So what's going on with your body? Just tune in, guys.
While you're doing it,
yeah. Go for it, Greg.
Grace, the patterns of harmony and disharmony, it's just something that's so insidious, and we don't even realize we're doing it. We don't even realize we're buying into it. And this biomimetic mimicry stuff, it's all basically the same thing, and that we're buying into other people's behaviours and locking them into us, trying to understand why they behave the way they do. But it's also, that's one part of it, but the other part is we're trying to be the peacemaker, so we try to become like them so that we fit. And it doesn't work.
Wow, Greg. Yeah. I'm going to stop you there just to do a clearing, because that's amazing energy that's come up. So all the space and places, guys, that you are doing that, and we are doing that and functioning from that, will you please destroy and uncreate it all now? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys and beyonds. Back to you, Greg.
It doesn't work. The number of people that I've been working with just lately, it seems to be coming up a lot, and I said to them, so who are you being? And they go, oh, I'm just me. And it's like, well, are you really? And they go, well, I said, who else used to be like this? Who had the sore hips? Oh, Mum. And who had the sore knees? Oh, great aunt. And so, why are you being like them? Well, my chiropractor told me I was going to have a hip replacement by the time I was 50. That doesn't work, does it? No. And as soon as the realisation was made for this one lady, poof, the pain's gone in the hip, the knee's looking way better, walks way better. It's like we tie this stuff in and it just destroys our own bodies. Why? And
yeah, Greg, you're saying such magic stuff. So all the spaces and places where you're holding and locking into your beautiful, sweet body things that do not belong to you, whether they're mums, dads, ex-husbands, or whether they're professionals that told you stuff. Will you be willing now? Will you destroy and uncreate all of that and return it to centers of conscious attached, please?
absolutely.
Right and wrong, good and bad, hot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And Greg, before I send it back to you, someone's just gone, look at you, Greg. Oh my God, how does it get any better than that? And what else is possible? It's true. Like Greg's. I mean, maybe to share a little bit about your journey, and but truly, this man is a gift, as we all are. So back to you, beautiful.
Okay. Well, my journey started as a little boy. Yeah, people talk about abuse. Yep, I had that. I saw my mother beaten unconscious, and always there was a rage inside me. And as I grew up, I had to look at how to bury that rage. Instead of getting angry, I would take the anger back inside me, and that started to destroy my own body. So I started having all these weird blackouts and stuff like that every time I got angry. And I was able to release that. You know, after 3 strikes and multiple mini strikes, I realized that it was me destroying me, and I had to make a choice. And a friend of mine said, so why are you choosing to die? And I said, because that's the only way out of this marriage. Because when you brought up a woman, hey, you're there for a long time. Anyway, cut a long story short, I stepped up out of the wheelchair. I've been paralysed now, I guess, 4 times in my life. The last one was only a few years ago, where it left me paralysed from the eyelids down. Basically, I could blink and that was it. But in all that time, I realised, and I know just, I had such a deep understanding of just how infinite we are. All those experiences, I was never panicking or fearful. There was just a deep calmness that came over me. And I have this, I just have a knowing that I'm going to be an old man before I pass away. And when I do, it will be a choice. And with that, it's also, I've realised other stuff. I understand the energies of the body. I don't feel and perceive them. I feel like I'm waffling, but it's like when we really, really get that we are infinite beings and we're having a physical experience just for the play, just for the fun, and just to go, wow, that was cool, what can I do next time? When you really get that, is when you can actually start to change and transform you and your body. Okay? Well, at 14 years old, I was as skinny as a rake, and my father beat me for the last time. And I decided then and there I was going to be the 6'6", muscle-bound bloke that was going to be able to just be the destroying angel for my father. Okay, at 40 years old, I suddenly realised, holy shit, I'm that big guy. And I don't need to be anymore because my father's shit scared of me. So it's like, whoa, I don't need to be this big anymore. And I went from a 6XL shirt, I'm now down to a 2XL shirt. And all I did was change my mind. That's all I did. I don't diet. I'm too lazy to exercise.
Greg, there's a couple of things that I just want to touch on. But firstly, someone's just said in relation to what you said, it's interesting that I've just realised that I've been buying the lie of early death in my family.
Yeah.
So all of you out there, like Greg was talking about, that you're buying because it happened to your sister, or your mum died of this, so therefore it's going to happen to you. Would you be willing, and will you please now destroy and uncreate all of that and return it to senders, please?
Absolutely.
Right and wrong, good and bad, hot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And guys, get this, what if it's not true? What if everything is just a point of view that you can change? And like Greg was saying, that he asked his body to create itself to be big. That's what he required, and his beautiful sweet body did that. So right now, guys, just tune into your body. As I said, drop your barriers, lower your barriers, tune in, and ask your sweet body, what would it like to be created as? Rather than, putting stuff as far as judgment on it, where it's not thriving or not doing what you'd like. Instead of looking at what's wrong with your body, what about asking it to create something different? So rather than going, I want to go back to when I was this size, or back to this, or back to that, what if you actually in this moment said, you know what, right now in this 10 seconds, I'm going to choose to create with my body. And sweet body, what would you like to look like? And this is what I would like. And let's see what we can create together. So in this moment, just get the energy of the body that you would choose if you were truly choosing for you. And get the energy from your body of what it would be like, what it would be choosing if it was choosing for you and it.
And pull that energy from the farthest reaches of the universe. Just suck it in and hold it into being. And you watch what happens.
Sweetheart, keep going with that, because keep going. Do the energy ball. Do it.
Just feel it now. Feel your body. And just pull that energy, see it, ask the body what it wants, and just suck it in, suck, and just pull it in like you're doing the 1, 2, 3. But it's like, instead of just pulling it from around you, pull it from way out, and just pull it in, and you'll feel it build around you, like you get pins and needles and tingling all over your body, and just feel that, and then just say, thank you, this is what I choose to be, and watch your body change. It truly will.
Yeah, this
so
is...
some places... Go, Henry. Were you saying something now?
I was going to say no. This is gorgeous. I'm feeling a shift already. I was just perhaps aware, or perhaps there's some people who may be listening, or perhaps require a bit more information for their heads, who maybe haven't gotten out of their heads yet. Maybe thinking what's going on and what have you, and. I think I would advise to go back and re-watch the kind of like the guided meditations or the exercises we're going through right now, because it is absolutely stunning. And this is actually one of the basic tools of Access Consciousness, is kind of like the who does this belong to? Because our bodies are, well, 98% of our thoughts, feelings, and emotions do not belong to us, and our body is. It's like an antennae picking up all of these thoughts, feelings, emotions, and as Greg was saying with the biomimetic mimicry, that's the concept of where our body is like duplicating what other bodies are doing. As if we're not aware of or conscious of, what our body is trying to say to us, well, the body we're just going to end up duplicating everything around us unconsciously. So if people around us are thinking, I've come here, I've come to die, I've come to get old, or I've got this disease, and it is actually choice whether you actually choose to pick up on that and duplicate it in your body or not. I just wanted to say that.
Absolutely, and death is a choice. What if death is a choice? And how many people are actually choosing to live? Actually choosing to live. I know that before Access, I wasn't choosing to live. I didn't know that. If you had asked me before Access, are you living, I would have gone, yeah, I am. However, when I started using the tools, I actually thought, wow, I'm not creating. I'm actually not creating, and I don't even know who I am. And that's the tools for me have just totally transformed that. And one of the things I wanted to do in this Hangout is just direct you to Access Consciousness. So if any of these tools are pinging for you, those that are new to Access, please visit accessconsciousness.com. And for those that are new and are hearing us saying right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds, that's the clearing statement from Access Consciousness. And it's a whole thing in itself. It's like when we ask a question or we talk about something, an energy comes up, and the clearing statement is there just to totally destroy and uncreate and suck away and just take away all the stuff, all the energy that's actually locking in place that limitation or that issue or whatever it is. And the beauty about it is you do not need to know even what the clearing statement really means, although I highly recommend learning about it. You can visit theclearingstatement.com. It's a page designated just for the clearing statement, so you can find out all of that information. But the cool thing is, as we're doing it now, you don't need to understand it. It will still work. And the other thing I love about Access is that it's talking about the energy. So you don't actually need to know, oh, that hip pain belonged to my grandmother and I took it on because I didn't want her to suffer because I love her. It's cool to have an awareness. That's great. But the great thing about Access is that you can just go to the energy of what's happening in your body and just pick it up and destroy and uncreate it all. What's just pinging for me, guys, you know how Gary talks about when you have something locked into your right side or your left side? Are you guys familiar with that, either one of you?
Yeah.
You know what's...
Yes.
Can you talk about that? Henry, Greg, whoever?
Henry first.
Well, actually, I was going to watch that video because I know you posted copied because we had the conversation in another telecall with you a few weeks ago, and I was going to watch that video, but I haven't got around to watching it yet. So, long story short, I haven't actually found out the information. But if Greg knows,
okay, Greg.
Well, I've got a different take on it, in that it's, for me, it was the right side was your future, the left side was your past, which is what Gary talks about. But it was more like somebody had a sore hip on the right side. So what are you afraid to step into? Because it's pivotal. The hip is the pivot of the body. The knee is stepping up. Left leg is still stuck in the path or something. And then there's the other, which is the male-female stuff. But it's like, what do you know? Because everybody's different.
That's the thing, Greg, about Access. It's really just truly getting you to the awareness of knowing what's true for you. And yes, there's lots of points of views flying around.
Yeah. It's about
and that's great. So for you and true for you. Yeah, absolutely.
There are times I got a sore right foot and I think, what's wrong? Oh, okay, so it's not wrong. It's just my body's dealing with something. I'm stepping out of something from my past and into my future, or there's a resistance there to do that, and it's like, whoa, what can I do to change this? Another time it's like, who am I mimicking? One of my clients turned up and he's got a limp. I said, oh, you bastard, I've been copying you all bloody day. and it's like, I knew he was coming in, and it's like, oh, okay, gotcha. So let's fix that foot and we'll work the rest of your body.
Guys, we've got quite a few questions to get through, so I'll just start with the first one and you guys to answer. This person's gone, hello, looking good, guys. So what will it take for me to hear one's body? How does one listen to your body? What does it look and be like? So guys, whoever wants to, you both can, but whoever first.
Go for it, Henry.
I was about to chime in the earlier conversation as well, and this applies as well. It's exactly what you guys were saying, is don't necessarily believe everything we're saying. Just try it out for yourself, road test it.
Yeah, I talk a lot of shit.
So, Henry, how do you listen to your body, and what does that look or be like?
Well, it's very. If you haven't done it before, it's very subtle, or it can be not very subtle, depending on. You may feel something, in a certain part of your body, you may hear it whispering to you subtly. Or there's just certain things which will happen, and you'll get to learn. So it's just listening for those subtle cues, subtle messages. You know, if for instance you always feel like a slight pain or ache in the left side of your body, in your hip, say for instance, when you're about to get home. What happens when you get home? Is there something that's always waiting for you?
Yeah, is it an awareness? Is the pain an awareness?
Yeah, in your house
that you're refusing.
Mm-hmm.
I can give you an example. Last night, Karen woke up and she was up in a tight ball in the bed, and hips hurt, her legs hurt, her arms hurt, and the power band was running, and healing bars were running. And normally she would have gone, "Oh, I'm sore," but she said all she heard was me saying, "So what's the intensity? What's the awareness?" Because pain really is usually just an intensity that we've been ignoring till it gets so loud we've got to hear it because the body's now shouting. And so she went through the questions, used the tools of access, and then, "Oh, I've just got all this energy I need to get rid of." She really sat, put my hand on my hip, and went to sleep. And it was just like, discharge, get rid of it, give it to Greg. And then when I had enough of it, she said, "I just rolled away." I was like, we are these amazing beings that hold on to energy. And we gather it, and we do all sorts of stuff. But we get this intensity, "Oh my God, I'm in pain." It's not. What if it's just you're really aware, and you're aware of something that's been trying to get your attention, and you know how we get busy? We ignore and ignore and ignore until it goes and wakes you up. We just have to learn.
Totally.
It's like every other muscle in the body. We have to practice and we have to exercise it.
Mm.
And as you...
Sorry, and what just came with when you were saying that, Greg, is that, you know, what if, guys, you took a few minutes a day, maybe just as you've woken up, if that feels good, but just what if you picked a time during the day to just nurture your body? So that might be getting a cuddle, that might be putting some cream, that might be just actually taking some time to pay attention to, as Greg says, some intensities in the body and ask questions around that. And that says is that, you know, a question can change everything. And, you know, so if you do a beautiful body, what are you communicating to me? Can you say it in another way? Is awareness. And you don't actually get the answer. The thing about answering or asking questions is just to bring up the awareness, to bring up the energy. And sometimes you do get, you know, oh, it's this or it's that, and that's great. That, you know, that's fine. Pop that or create the change that's required around that. But you don't always have to have that. And as Henry said, it's sometimes really quiet and sweet, your body, and sometimes it's screaming at you. So I guess just I see it like I've got children, and if I didn't spend any time during the day with them, what would that create? And if I did spend some time with them, listening to them and what's important to them, what would that create? And so I kind of see it the same way, because when I came into Access, I absolutely hated my body. It was much bigger than I would like it to be. I used to be a size 8, and you know, now I'm like a large 14. And what's happened is, as I've been talking to it, I've really got how sweet it is and how it's there for me, and the rightness in it choosing the weight that it did for the time that it did. So guys, just your body, and just, I'm going to ask a question. Actually, just tune into all the judgment that you have on your body. Just become aware of all the judgment that you have on your body, and also aware of all the judgments that have been placed on you about your body. by society or your friends or people that care or don't care. Just be aware of all of that. And will you now just destroy and uncreate it all, please?
Absolutely.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys and beyonds. Because one of the tools of access that I learned straight up, but it's been expanding and expanding to the point where it's one of my favorite tools, is the light and heavy. So in access we talk about if someone says something to you and it's light, then it's true for you. And if someone says something to you and it's heavy, then it's not true for you. So anytime you're thinking about your body or, worrying about something and it feels heavy, if it feels light for you, what I'm saying, that's a lie then. It's a lie that it's heavy. So all the spaces and places that you have thought things or placed demands on your body and they were heavy, will you now destroy and uncreate all of that, please?
Absolutely.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys and beyonds. Cool. Guys, do you want to say anything else?
Yeah,
Sorry, Henry, somebody just asked, do you listen to your gut first? And, mine always tells me I'm hungry. So, but I've actually learned to listen to that subtler knowing within. And, it's that gut instinct that we forget about. And we're taught to make it wrong. But, it's that knowing about those things and just trusting that knowing, that inner knowing. What do you reckon, Henry?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great example. I mean, for that person, their gut might be the thing which communicates the loudest to them, or the thing which receives the information for them. Another example I thought of is like when you walk into a room, sometimes you can instantly tell the atmosphere in the room. So it's not necessarily the body, but you can tell almost like the atmosphere, the air is completely different depending on kind of like whether people are relaxing and have a good time there, or whether maybe an argument has just broken and happened before coming in. So that's another awareness where your body gives you the information what's happening outside of it as well. And if you extend that, you can extend it to much more than just the room. You can extend it outside into the kind of like the street, town, the city, the state, around the other side of the world.
Wow, that's so cool. Henry, can you talk about projections and expectations on, and maybe doing a clearing based on that for the peeps out there that have expectations or projections of how their body sounds, or what it doesn't sound like, or I can't. Could you create that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So this really goes back really well to the conversation you had earlier on about the judgments we kind of like heap onto our body. So we may not be listening to our body a lot of the time, but our body's listening to us all of the time. So any kind of like anything we say about it, it takes on and it becomes a projection on it. And it will take on all of that. It has no point of view as such until until such time that it starts to break down, or sort of like, hey, I've got an awareness. You ignoring me. I'm just going to shout louder at you until you kind of like wake up and listen to my awareness. But yeah, any kind of projections and expectations, so that can come from us as well as from people outside. And we can also have sort of like an expectation about how a certain thing is going to look like, certain result. So all of this stuff is like really non-cognitive. So if you're trying to figure out in your brain, that's another projection expectation. Would you be willing to kind of like uncreate and destroy all of that, all the cognition you have, and all things that you need to cognize about?
Yes.
Hearing your body and getting it right with your body, and all everyone else has ever said to you, please uncreate and destroy it all.
Absolutely.
Yes.
The good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys and beyonds.
So what would your body be like if there was no...
We just lost you, Gracie.
No sound.
You lost me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
You can. Okay, cool. I was going to say, otherwise you guys can take over. Yeah, what would your body be like if it was not function that? There were no projections, there were no expectations, there were no judgments, there were no... That is... Will you destroy and uncreate it all, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Cool.
Great.
And what's just... Go, honey.
You're cutting in and out a little bit. Somebody's just asked if they could say more about bodies crying and dying on the inside.
Cool. Do you want to take that?
Oh, if you like, or you can have a go.
Okay.
Okay.
Go for it, honey.
Okay. Well, what is crying on the inside? What is dying on the inside?
For you.
It's actually not acknowledging your own truth and your own awareness. And what you're doing is you're suppressing that in order to make others more important. I had a wonderful friend, Patina Edwards, which I've still got actually. She's not passed anyway, but she asked me that question. So what was the question? It was what awareness do I have that I'm unwilling to acknowledge, that I've acknowledged would give me more ease with my body and life. And then she says, so everywhere I'm unwilling, was making myself insignificant in order to make others more significant. And that one just got me sobbing, because that's what I've done all my life. And it's on the inside that I was, the tears of a clown. That's what that song's about. We smile, everyone thinks we're good and happy, but inside we're broken because we're not living our truth. We're not honouring ourselves, and we're not honouring our bodies. And the bodies will start that dying process to get us out of it so we can start again.
So, Greg, what's pinging for me from what you're saying is, guys, firstly, that person that wrote can you say more about dying inside? My question is, truth is your body dying inside, and truth is your body dying inside. So start with those questions, and then if it's a yes, if you get a lightness like, yeah, it's crying, then maybe just ask, what's the value of that? What's the value of that choice? Because as Greg said, everything is choice. So there's a choice to choose crying and dying. So what's the value of that? So one of the questions you could ask is, what's the value of that I'm not getting? What does it give me? What's right about that choice that I'm not getting? And they can start to bring up awarenesses and energies. So everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Suppose and beyonds. And the other thing I got was, what do you love about crying and dying? Everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right now. And there was one more and it's gone. So, I missed that, honey. Do you want to?
It gave me somewhere to. It gave me somewhere to wallow. I was like a big hippo, and I wallowed in myself.
Yeah, I mean, are you? Yeah. So, are you choosing that, sweet being? Are you choosing the dying and the crying so you can keep yourself small? Could that be what's going on? It's a way for you to not step out, to not expand. And, there's a rightness in that. When you first came up with it, it might have really worked for you. Maybe it wasn't the right time for you to step out or step up when you had that thought. But what if that's no longer true for you, sweetie? Like, what if there's another thought available? Well, not another thought, another choice available. So what else is possible other than crying or dying that you are not willing to receive yet from your sweet body, that if you did receive it and hear it, would just change and create such ease and joy and space and anything else that you are requiring right now? So would you be willing to perceive the energies and the doors of possibilities that are open to you other than crying and dying? So everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it all, please?
Absolutely.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Henry, beautiful. Is there anything you wanted to say to this sweet being?
Yeah, absolutely. Just picking up what you were saying there about how aware the body is, and it really is much more intelligent than most of us have been led to believe. And in fact, most of the time, it's more aware and has more access to awareness and intelligence than most of us are. So it is really like a best friend and a companion that has come with us on this journey we call life. And if we just listen to it, it's got so much wisdom which it's willing to impart to us, and it's like a favourite pet or animal. Really, it's just there all the time, loyally by our sides, even when we try and kick it to the curb and assume that we know best.
Yeah, Henry, that just, what that comes up for me is just something that Dane said in one of his classes, that, if you have been ignoring your body or abusing your body or whatever it is, instead of going into the rightness or wrongness of it, just in this 10 seconds, communicate to your body and just actually say, I'm sorry. So right now, if it pings for you guys, just take a moment to just acknowledge your body, the gift that it be, and if it's appropriate, if it's required, to say, sweet body, I'm so sorry. I didn't know any better, and it was the best I could have done. And in this 10 seconds, I'm changing this. I'm actually going to be committed to you. And one of the things in Access that's come out recently is well, the recent part is committed to your body. So we talk about being committed to your life looks like. And Dane was talking about being committed to your body and what that is like, what that be like. If you were truly committed to your body, what would you choose? Institute that would bring it joy and fun and play, and great places to apologize to it if you have hurt it in some way. And not from a just an awareness. I'm really sorry. I didn't realize, and now it's going to change. And one of the things that I got at a recent 7 days, Dane was talking about how everything is energy. So judgments, energy, points of views are energy, and space and energy. And so your problems, your body problems, what if that was space and energy too? That if you actually just dropped your barriers, that would allow the molecules to rearrange themselves. So right now, just that you would like to create change with, or you'd like to have an awareness on in your body, and just drop all your barriers, and just ask, sweet body, what else is possible here? And instead of, making it wrong, have the energy of, what else is possible? Okay, I've got a sore knee. What else is possible? Awareness has really helped me to just keep the energy flowing. So if it's light for you, that's one of the tools that works for me. Guys, do you want to say anything else while I just quickly look through these questions?
Well, we like to make ourselves wrong. We love to make our bodies wrong. And we spend all our time judging ourselves.
Oh, Greg, I'm going to interrupt. Can you put that into a clearing, please, for peeps at home?
Okay.
Places and spaces that's...
We do. We love to make ourselves wrong. And I'll best say some of the most beautiful bodies on the planet, and they all find points of view around their body where they're wrong. So everywhere that you still thrive and strive to be in judgment of you and your body, would you like to please all let that go, destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pock and pot, all 9 boys, shorts, meals. Because that sucks. It just doesn't work. All you do is you're beating your body up. What would happen if you went into communion with your body and actually loved your body and honored and nurtured your body? What would your body do and be then?
and everything that is.
I got my fat ass out of a wheelchair by choosing that. You can't shut me up now. I lost my speech 3 times. And just talk, and nobody could understand me. And now, I talk too much. Why? Because I chose more for me and my body. I stopped making myself small and insignificant so that I fitted in with others. What would it take for us all to get out of judgment of us? Everything that brings up on your universe, please destroy and uncreate it all right now. Right, wrong, good, bad, POG and pod, all 9 boys, shorts and beyonds. Gracie, you got something you need to...
The other thing that you said before about when you had the anger and the rage, can you really do perceive that there's a lot of people on the call, and maybe now in the future, that are doing that? Instead, you know, when something's happening in the world and they're just pushing the rage and the anger, that you get.
Oh, yeah. Totally get it. And it's like we bury it down because it's not appropriate to express it. You know, what would happen if somebody pisses us off and we just went over, man, what you did then really pissed me off. That made me feel this way. So you're not attacking them, you're telling them how you feel. But what that does is it allows you then to release the energy of it rather than burying it inside. Because when you bury that energy into the cells of your body, you create dis-ease. And when you create dis-ease, your body's going to start screaming at you. It's not a nice place to be in. And everything.
The other thing too that... Oh, sorry, honey.
Right, wrong, good, bad, POG and pod, all 9 boys, shorts and beyonds. And back to you, Gracie.
No, that was just so potent when you were saying that. And the other thing too that just pinged when you said that is when, you know, Gary was talking about how anger can be a few things, and one of them can be that there's a lie. So when someone says something and you feel that anger, just ask, was that a lie? And as Greg said, just acknowledge the lie. And you don't have to actually say it to them. You can just do it just for me, just for fun. In other words, you just keep it to yourself. You go, wow, I've just been lied to. Or, wow, that was really super mean. Or, wow, that was really abusive. Or, wow, I just got totally impelled by that person. So in Access we talk about when you make a statement, actually ask a question. It's an impelling of an idea. Or an impelling of a thought. And if you buy that as true and real, it can lock into your body. So also some places where you've been impelled by anyone and everyone that you didn't acknowledge, that you actually can acknowledge now, that will set you free and your body free. Will you destroy and uncreate? To send us, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, shorts, boys and beyonds. We're getting a lot of thank yous and someone saying that, yeah, she's got a lot of suppressed anger. So just even that, you know, I've got a lot of suppressed anger. So one of the things that I love that Gary says is, where's the question in that, honey? So you can have an awareness. Oh, wow, yeah, I reckon I've got some suppressed anger here. What else is possible with that? What awareness, is that an awareness? And these are the questions that you can just ask to just open energy. And what would it take to create change with that? Or, you know, if the potency in an energy used to create more with. Grab that energy and go create something amazing for yourself instead of blaming and shaming and all the distractor implants that can come up. Like, in Access we have distractor implants that we talk about, anger, rage, fury. So right now, all the distractor implants that you are locking into your sweet body in relation to anger, rage, fury, and hate, or any of the other distractor implants that you are now willing to turn to senders. Let's just do that now. You willing to? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, all nights, boys and beyonds. Cool. Well, guys, I'm going to leave it to you to kind of say goodbye because we're kind of getting to the end of the hour. Thank you for everyone who's come on board and your questions, and even the that aren't asking questions, but they're asking them on another level. We're hearing you, and yeah. how about Greg? Do you want to go first to say
Henry,
goodbye and just how people can find you? Okay, Henry. Let me click you. So okay.
How long have we got? I didn't realise we were there. I thought we'd only done about half an hour.
Henry. So if you want to say goodbye and also how people. Oh, it's fine. It doesn't matter if we're a little bit over the hour. That's okay.
Talk away, mate.
Don't stop your magic.
Hey, okay. Well, that was total magic what you were saying. I was perceiving the space opening up as you were asking questions, and everyone can actually perceive that. But listen and watch that bit again, because like when we were asking questions, the space just opened up and it's like opened a complete different direction. So ask questions and perceive the space, and you have to get an answer. But as for me, yes, you can contact me on email. My email address is hchtang, that's Tang, @hotmail.com. And my website, which is still work in progress at the moment, you can go and have a look and see what's there. It's www.henryctang.net.
Yahoo!
That's it. Awesome. And guys, please, class. And I'm going to just, go up to him, say hello, have one of his magical cuddles, and my interesting point of view is it'd be crazy not to do a body swap with him. The level of awareness that he has with bodies is such a gift. It's such a gift. Thanks, Henry, for joining. Thanks for creating this with me. And Greg, your turn. You're up.
Okay. Well, just on the suppressed stuff as well. Remember those things that we suppress are just a choice. We don't have to be angry. We can just treat it as that's an interesting point of view and let it go. And then what happens is it doesn't eat us up. And then what I'd suggest you do is get somebody to do some body work and release the stuff and do some body processing around it. And then just love you. And that's what I love doing. So if you want to get a hold of me, g.bryers, that's Bryers, at Paradise, if you look around, there's Paradise, and .net.nz. And otherwise, just find me on Facebook. Just type in Magic Hands, you'll find me. And love you all. I'm so grateful to have the privilege to sit and talk with Henry and Gracie and you guys, and just to be in the energy of it, and just to be. God, life is so good. Just to be. And then if any of you are over in Perth, I'm coming over this week. I'll fly in on Friday night, and I'm there to have some fun and to work on some bodies. So, yeah, just be in me. Have a phenomenal day. Gracie, I'm so grateful for you and your energy and for the love that you have for this stuff and for awareness and for the people. And much gratitude to you, honey. You're one of my shining lights that guides me along, keeps my ass off the ground so I can keep walking.
Hear, hear.
Thanks, guys. So everyone, thank you, beautiful. So everyone at home, I just thought, like, as a final thing, what can we create, guys? As maybe we're saying a lot of things, doing a lot of describing of them. If you'd like to know more about them, I strongly suggest going to. He's got lots of YouTubes, and it's actually underneath each YouTube video, it'll say the tool. Like Greg just mentioned one of them, and I've gone blank on what it was, but I know we hadn't spoken about it before. Oh, interesting point of view. So find that and look it up and play with it. Play with each video and tool. That's what I did when I had no money, and I just started with the tools, and then I was able to afford a book, and then I was able to just create what I wanted to share. To just end, maybe if we can just get the energy of the life that we're choosing. So right now, if I said to you, if you were truly choosing for you, what would you choose? So if you're truly choosing to create the life that you were choosing, what would that be like? And just get the energy of it. And if you were truly creating your body, how it would like that to getting the energy of the life that you're choosing. What if you just played with that, in that anything that you did during a day, if it matched that energy, awesome, do it. But if you get asked out, or if you know, something happens, and you're choosing, what if you actually had your own back and were committed to your life and said, you know what, no, I'm not choosing that. It doesn't matter. And if I put a question, if you did that, would you start to actually then start to create and head toward the life that you're choosing? And it'd be a hell yes for me. And that's what I've been doing. I've been asking every day, getting the energy of the life that I'm choosing, if I was choosing for me. And I'm only playing with the peeps, doing all the things that I'm doing that match the energy. And I've got my back, and I'm committed to my life, and I'm not saying yes to anything that doesn't match that. So if I can be an invitation for you to play with that, if it feels light, please do so. And then in relation to your body, when you get the energy of the body that you're choosing, or that your body's choosing, maybe then, you know, when you're eating, oh, does this match the energy of the body that my body's choosing? Oh, it doesn't. Okay, I'm going to have my body's back. I'm going to be committed to my body and not choose that. And if you do choose it, you know, against your body or against your life, don't go into the wrongness of you, please. Just go, cool. What else is possible now? That was just a choice. That was just 10 seconds possible. And what if you actually started to function from no judgment of you? What would that create for you and your sweet body? So how about we do a 1, 2, 3, guys, to the beautiful, beautiful beings that are with us now and will be listening in the future. Can you get one of you guys?
Okay, here you go. Hope you're ready to catch, guys, because it's coming at you. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Should we do another one?
Yes.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Catch. Love you guys. How about a 1, 2, 3, 4? Just to finish it all off.
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Catch. Love you.
Henry, would you like to do a 1, 2, 3?
Oh yeah. Was I off screen? I was actually doing it with you guys, but yeah. So 1, 2, 3 for everyone out there, from me, from all of us, for you and your sweet bodies. 1,
Yeah.
3.
Now, guys, for those that can perceive energy, that was so delicious. Thank you, both of you. And you know, and what if you actually gave that gift to yourself every day, you know, and to our beautiful Earth? And I guess that's the last thing that I would like to, right now, if it feels like for you, to contribute to the Earth, and we'll do a 1, 2, 3 and a 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Earth. Yeah, so just whatever our sweet Earth requires from us today, just sending a 1, 2, 3, and a 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Earth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. And the last thing I wish to say on bodies is sometimes when, like Greg said with his beautiful partner, Karen, when you have an intensity, sometimes the Earth requires that energy. And I've heard Gary saying, you know, just do some 1, 2, 3s to get the intensity out of your body. But obviously ask first, truth, is this an energy that the Earth is requiring? And if you get a yes, just keep on sending energy, the 1, 2, 3s, until it lightens up in your body. Okay, guys, I adore you. Thank you so much for playing with us. This is really exciting for us because we're just stepping out ourselves, having our backs and actually creating the life that we're choosing. And you're part of that. You're showing up as a part of that. And it's just so exciting for us and expansive for us. So thank you. And we will see you maybe in a class or I don't know, down the street or whatever. But contact us on Facebook. I'm on Facebook. Grace Hart. Yes, body class. Yeah. Greg's going to be at the body class in Noosa. But you'll find us. Say again, honey?
And the abuse hold class as well. So what else is possible?
Yeah, guys, if you haven't attended the abuse class, I strongly recommend it. It's one of the kindest things that I gifted to my body and our planet. Actually, go to the energy of a planet without abuse. That's my target. Okay, take care, and I will see you guys when I see you guys. Thanks. See you later. Bye.
See ya.
Bye, everyone.